Wake up, breathe, be grateful because today is a day nobody can take from you. Open your eyes before you check your phone, before you check the time. Before the world rushes in with its noise, its demands, its emergencies that were never really yours to carry, stop. Just for 10 seconds, breathe in and say thank you. Not because everything is perfect. Not because your bank account is where you want it to be, or your body looks the way you dreamed it would, or your relationships are exactly as peaceful as you wish. Say thank you because you are here, because your heart found a way to keep beating through the night without you even asking it to. Because somewhere in some hospital room right now, someone is praying for one more morning, the very morning you almost slept through without noticing. This is gratitude morning. And today, we are not going to think like the exhausted, the defeated, the rushed. Today, we are going to think like a man who understood something most people never learn in a lifetime, that real power is never loud. Real power is calm. Real power is planned. Real power wakes up early, sits in silence, and prepares while the rest of the world is still hitting snooze. They called him the professor, not because he was the strongest man in the room. Not because he was the fastest or the loudest or the most feared. He was none of those things. He was quiet. He wore glasses. He read books. He drew plans on paper while everyone else reacted to chaos with more chaos. And yet, he moved mountains, not with force, with patience, with gratitude for every small detail others overlooked. With respect for time, because he understood that time is the one resource you cannot rob back once it's gone. So let's ask ourselves the real question this morning. What is your plan? Not your 5-year plan. Not some vague dream you whisper about at 2 a.m. I mean, what is your plan for the next 12 hours? Because here is the truth nobody tells you enough. Your life is not being decided in the big, dramatic moments. It is being decided right now, in this ordinary, unremarkable Monday morning, in the 15 minutes after you open your eyes. This is where champions are separated from the crowd. Not in the finish line, in the mirror at sunrise when nobody is clapping for you yet. Gratitude is not weakness. Let me repeat that because so many people confuse the two. Gratitude is not weakness. Gratitude is not passive. Gratitude is not sitting back and accepting whatever life throws at you with a soft smile and no fight left in your bones. No. Real gratitude is the discipline of a warrior. It is choosing with full awareness of your pain, your losses, your unfinished dreams to still say, I see what I have, and I will use it as fuel, not as an excuse. The professor never wasted energy complaining about the system. He studied it. He respected its strength, because underestimating your enemy or your circumstances is the fastest way to lose. But he also refused to be intimidated by it. He looked at something impossible, something that had never been done before, and instead of saying, this can't be done, he said, then I will need a better plan than anyone has ever made. That is the mindset we are building this morning. Gratitude gives you the calm to make that plan. Anxiety, fear, comparison, these things flood your mind with static, with noise, with 100 imaginary disasters that haven't even happened yet. But gratitude quiets the noise. It brings you back into your own body, your own breath, your own morning. And in that silence, that is where the real plans are born. So here is your first rule for today. Before you check anyone else's life, check your own gratitude. Before you scroll through 100 strangers' highlight reels and quietly measure your unfinished chapter against their finished ones, stop. Look at your own hands. They can still work. Look at your own legs. They can still carry you somewhere new. Look at the roof over your head, however humble, however temporary it feels, and understand that this too is a resource. Nothing is guaranteed forever, which means everything you have right now deserves your full attention. The professor had a saying, in spirit if not in exact words, mistakes are not the enemy, carelessness is. He didn't fear failure the way most people do. He feared being unprepared. He feared wasting the gift of time on shortcuts that would collapse the entire plan later. And so every single day, he trained his mind the way an athlete trains a muscle, deliberately, painfully, patiently. Think about the moments right before anything great has ever happened. Before the mission, before the leap, before the announcement, there is always a quiet room. A person sitting alone with a plan spread out in front of them, breathing slowly, checking every detail one more time. Not because they are anxious. because they respect the size of what they are about to do. That respect is gratitude in disguise, gratitude for the opportunity, gratitude for the preparation that got them to this point, gratitude for the version of themselves who didn't give up on the boring, invisible days. You are in that quiet room right now. Maybe you don't feel like it. Maybe your room is a small apartment, a shared space, a corner of a house that doesn't feel like yours yet. It doesn't matter. The size of the room has never determined the size of the plan built inside it. Some of the most disciplined, most patient, most brilliant minds in history built their entire future sitting at a small table, with nothing but paper, patience, and purpose. So I want you to ask yourself one final question this morning. What would today look like if you approached it the way a strategist approaches a mission? Not with panic, not with noise, but with calm precision and quiet gratitude. What would change if you stopped treating your ordinary Tuesday as something to survive and started treating it as one more piece of a much bigger blueprint you are building? One disciplined morning at a time. Nobody is coming to hand you the life you want on a schedule that's convenient for you. There is no shortcut that skips the boring middle. There is no motivational video, including this one, that replaces the work you have to do the moment you close this tab and step into your day. But what a morning like this can do is remind you of something you already knew, somewhere underneath the noise, that you have exactly what you need to begin, not everything you'll ever need. Just enough for today. Gratitude clears your vision, discipline builds your plan, patience protects that plan from your own impatience. And courage, quiet, unglamorous courage, is what finally moves your hand to execute it. Put those four things together every single morning and you stop being someone life happens to. You become someone who happens to life, so take a breath, look around you. Whatever you have this morning, however small it feels, it is enough to start. Now go, the plan is yours, execute it.